Reality works as a clock. This is why people find themselves in repeated simulation-like instances. Cycles repeat just as the 12-hour period of day and night do. In relation to the 12 hours and the clock, we have the 12 disciples around the Christ, the 12 signs of the zodiac, 12 chromatic musical notes, the 12 major colors on the color spectrum, 12 months of the year. We have a cross, which has 12 lines to define it. A cross can be made into a cube, which also has 12 lines. And then we have carbon-12, which is the most common form of carbon. Almost all of the carbon atoms in your body are carbon-12. If you keep a journal to keep track of your reality, you'll notice many cycles work through the number 12, as well as 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1, which are divisions of 12. Reality moves as a clock would. Inside a clock is a series of gears that intertwine into one another. This is what outer patterns are, streams of consciousness folding into one another. Symbols of this reality, whether this is a familiar smell, an obsessive thought, a unique song that plays too often to be statistically average, a simple coincidence, or a symbol that appears almost daily, are streams of cosmological data carrying deep messages from the soul to you. Picture the hand of a clock rotating around and around, and every hour that is struck, the same initiation unravels into one's reality. These circumstances repeat in a clock-like pattern until understanding of the lesson is achieved, at which point the slate of the clock is cleaned, as new initiations or higher synchronizations can now begin. This is why people extend themselves towards extreme reactions like swearing off dating men or dating women, because they've experienced the same visceral cycle of the same crazy or out-of-touch human being archetype over and over through this clock-like rhythm. They have to go farther than to just swear off this pattern. They have to understand what allowed the pattern to commence in the first place. And so, like clockwork, the winding patterns of reality unfold, except you are the mechanism inside of the clock. So the pattern itself is connected to you. And the pattern is seen through the unveiling of your reality. What if your timeline is not moving in a linear fashion like you perceive, but in a circular, clock-like fashion that can easily be changed based on the inner mechanisms of the clock, which are you? The center of the clock would be timelessness, which is the location of your spirit, as this transcends time. And the hands that stretch from the center are a mix of inner will, passion, and intention, which is light energy that is ignited through the intention of your spirit. These hands, or monads of light, stretch through space towards time. So I'm basically saying, what if the essence of your spirit is a sort of light energy that's able to transcend through time? According to Einstein's theory of special relativity, light can be converted into matter when two light particles collide with intense force. What if your spirit, being of light, crosses through space and time to collide with this material realm? And through this intersection of light, you have the creation of matter, which is the unraveling of your timeline, the creation of your future. What if the creation of your timeline was so malleable that it was a matter of where you directed your focus, your spirit, your will, and your imagination? But you'd have to do this correctly. If you do it incorrectly, reality will tell you. It's happened to me before. This means that the center of the clock, the spirit, which works as an emblem for the creation of this reality, has a shared say in its timeline. As one element of light colliding with another is the perfect description for the creator, source, or God, working with you, a co-creator, to establish the reality your spirit so hopes to form. This is just a rough draft theory on how the creation of one's timeline comes into being. What is the use of a clock if we cannot tell time? Divide time into 4 equal parts, and you will see the structure of the human energy field. When these 4 branches interlock, your energetic charge becomes whole, which allows you to interface with this reality to a higher degree. You develop the will to create your destiny, instead of destiny being an external force that molds you. These branches of the energy field can be described as emotional, physical, mental, and primal. Or in Steiner's work, you can look at the astral, physical, eye body, and etheric body. First, you heal these different branches of the body directly. So you heal your connection to your mental state, then your emotional state. It can be in different order too. Your physical state and your primal state. And then once these have come to consciousness independently, you start to integrate these parts of you together. So for example, healing the mental state, maybe you did a lot of talk therapy to heal that, or maybe you talked something through with a friend. And then after that, you do the emotional work. Maybe you went and did some breath work to allow yourself to feel what needed to come through. When these two are independently looked after, you can then combine them together. So you can use the power of the emotional healing to increase your connection to your own mentality. So this is why when people heal sometimes, they become more present and focused, yet also simultaneously more surrendered, because the emotional part of them is more calm and the mental part of them is more present. So bringing all these branches together kind of creates a higher charge in your field, which allows you to be a co-creator of this reality rather than someone who is perplexed by it. When we heal properly, reality responds in healing ways. When we don't heal but bypass, reality also responds by repeating initiations until the underlying message of the initiation is seen. Thank you so much, love, for going through these theories with me. These are my theories, and I find it really important for you to provide your theories and ideas as well, so we can build momentum around conversation around the cosmos and better understand the mechanics of this reality so each of us can blossom into our power to a higher degree. All right, love, take care. Bye-bye.